Just sold this book for the second time this week. It is Middle Earth Quest: A Spy in Isengard, a game book. I sold it together with another Middle Earth Quest book a few days ago for $129, and now I just sold this one individually for $50. So be on the lookout for this book. It's not a bolo in the sense of you're likely to find it, but if you do happen to come across some Tolkien related books, this is one to look for and to pick up. It is you see it says game book. It's not focusing, but anyway, it does say game book there, so be on the lookout for it. Yeah, you can get $50 and up for it. Again, if you match it with the other one, you can get even more money. So really nice sale in the last 24 hours on eBay. It is, what is today? It's Wednesday, August 7th, 2024. So I had some other eBay sales. It was the Duck Dynasty, which was the complete series. I took an offer for, it was like 33 or $34, and then plus shipping. That was a local buy, and then as part of a bigger buy. And then I sold two books, a book lot for like $20. So 3 sales on eBay, and then I had 3 sales on Amazon. Now, this was a donation from a longtime customer. The Duck Dynasty was, like I said, a local buy, and then those 2 books that I sold in the lot were, I believe, a donation, but I'm not 100% sure. Now, these are all in Amazon sales, merchant fulfilled, not FBA merchant fulfilled, so I shipped them. This is a donation. This is a donation. This is from a Gaylord. So all of these, so this one is from 2022. This was actually, has the date, April 8th, 2022 is when I got that Gaylord. So I've had this listed for a few years. It's sold for $16 and change. Bullet Boys, it's called. Some items just take a while. You can see that this is a much older DVD. So that one sold. That was nice. This one is Becoming a Step Family. This is newer. This is a donation, but it's from March 30th of this year. I don't know if this is related to back to school. It is Patterns of Development in Remarried Families. Could be or not, but this one sold for, I think it was $19 and change. So 16 and then 19. Your book sales should be going up on Amazon from now until about mid-September is when they start to go back down to normal levels. So you got about a month and a half. And then sometimes a little later in September, sometimes down to the 3rd week. But then I sold this one, which was a donation back in January 23rd of 2023 of last year. So I've had this listed for about a year and a half. And it is a Handbook of Executive Functioning. I don't remember where this was from, but it sold for, believe it or not, it sold for $115 and change on Amazon. So these, I'm always, this is probably related to school, so I'm always a little leery of those higher priced school books because I've had some returns. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen. But I can't stress enough because so many of these, donation. So many of these are donations that I can't stress enough about the power of telling people what you do, being patient, handing out business cards, flyers, building relationships with people. You don't have to open a store like I did, but that definitely helps. Even a small little space. And, just letting people know that you pick up books for free, that you do, book cleanouts, essentially, removals, that kind of thing. And people will let you know. So, especially if there's not anyone doing it in your area or not anyone really promoting it, you'd be surprised. The thing I want to touch on is you don't have to do FBA to make good money on Amazon selling books or media. You can do fulfilled by merchant, FBM, or merchant fulfilled, MF, which is what I refer to it as. But basically you can list it yourself, goes live really quickly. It says within 15 minutes, but sometimes within a couple of minutes. And then when you store it yourself, and then like I do, well, these are eBay books, but store it yourself, and then When it sells, you ship it out. So you got to have your own envelopes, that kind of thing. Be ready for that. Your tape, your thermal printer, or your inkjet printer, whatever, and be prepared to ship those out. But people buy, regardless of Prime, people still buy non-Prime books and media all the time. And I don't have a huge inventory. So the bigger, the bigger and better your inventory is, the more you can sell. You can sell multiple books and pieces of media a day on Amazon just doing merchant fulfilled. You don't even need a massive inventory. I would say if you get about 1,000 together, you're not going to stay at 1,000. You're going to be selling through a lot of them if they're good items, right? If people are really wanting to buy them and you price them right, sort of that being your goal is good. I think that you can even maybe have 500 items and still have a nice sell-through rate. As long as those are all pretty good, right? Like they're not super long tails unless they're very high profit. So yeah, it's, essentially merchant fulfilled is eBay, right? Where you list it, you store it, and then you ship it yourself. So you've got to have the space and the patience, because not everything's going to sell immediately. But I know there's a big, ever since FBA came out, but ever since I started, it was always people talking about FBA instead of just selling normally, like on eBay, but through Amazon. And it's a great way to start. And if you do it effectively, like I said, if you learn the right items to sell, price them the right way, make sure you ship them out on time, make sure if someone has a question, you answer it. If there's a return, unfortunately, you have to deal with it, but that happens. Then you can make some really good sales on Amazon, and you don't have to ship items in to their warehouse, which can become a headache. I understand. I did that for a long time. It's not like everything is a headache with them, but when it's out of your hands, it's tough, right? But when you have your items already, like I do here, these are all Amazon books here and all the way down. And then CDs, as you can see, it's thinning out as I'm selling through a lot of these CDs. I'm going to have to start pushing them back, consolidating them to free up more space. But yeah, so anyway, you have to have the space, but you don't need, tons and tons. You could have a big bookcase like this, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shelves. This is pretty tall, but maybe this holds about 50, 55 books, depending on the size, just normal size paperbacks here, some hardcovers per shelf. So, times 9, this is of course a lot of shelves and it's really tall, but we're talking, with one of these, you could maybe have 400 or so books. Just 2 of these, you could do close to 1,000 books. Now, of course, if they're CDs, you can fit more CDs. I love selling CDs because they take up some little space. They're so lightweight. They're pretty awesome to sell. So keep that stuff in mind, guys, as you start to, or, if you're starting to sell on Amazon or thinking about it, selling books in any other media, that you can start out just listing it yourself and shipping it yourself to get a feel for it. I think that's a great way to start instead of diving right into FBA, but I know a lot of people like to do that as well. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And remember to tell people what you do so you can potentially get stuff for free and also get some great buying opportunities as well. Take care.